100 million years before the reign of the Tyrannosaurus rex, another predator dominated the prehistoric world, a relentless hunter that thrived in the ancient floodplains of North America, with serrated teeth designed to slice through flesh and powerful claws built for gripping and tearing, the Allosaurus. The Allosaurus was the undisputed apex predator of the Jurassic. This was a creature that lived and hunted in a world teeming with giants, where survival meant constant competition. The name Allosaurus, meaning different lizard, reflects its unique skeletal structure, which set it apart from other theropods when it was first discovered. It lived during the late Jurassic, roughly 100 to 144 million years ago, when North America was a vast subtropical landscape dotted with rivers, fern prairies, and towering forests. Here, Allosaurus roamed in search of prey, sharing its environment with massive herbivores like Diplodocus, as well as armored behemoths like Stegosaurus. Some paleontologists believe it was a pack hunter, working in groups to take down enormous prey, while others suggest they're more aggressive with each other and would kill one another. Allosaurus is one of the best represented dinosaurs in the fossil record, with entire bone beds filled with individuals at different life stages. Its story, pieced together from countless discoveries, paints a vivid picture of cunning, adaptable, and lethal Jurassic hunter. Allosaurus was a predator perfectly built for the late Jurassic, reaching up to 33 feet in length and weighing about 2.5 metric tons. This theropod was both large and agile, a deadly combination that made it one of the most fearsome hunters of all time. Allosaurus had a lightweight, flexible build, allowing it to be swift and an efficient killer. Its skull, measuring over 3 feet in length, was a marvel of evolutionary engineering. It was relatively narrow yet deep, filled with sharp serrated teeth that were perfectly designed for slicing through flesh. Unlike the robust teeth of a T-Rex, which could crush bone, Allosaurus' teeth was better suited for biting and slashing. This suggests that instead of delivering a single powerful bite to disable prey, Allosaurus likely inflicted repeated wounds, weakening its victim over time. Fossil evidence even suggests that its jaw could open up into an incredible angle of up to 79 degrees, allowing it to deliver a massive gaping bite. One of Allosaurus' most distinctive feature was its strong yet relatively short forelimbs, each ending in 3 curved claws that could grow up to 6 inches in length. Their claws were likely used to grip struggling prey, inflicting deep wounds and ensuring that the animal had a firm grip on its target. Its muscular arms played a crucial role in its hunting strategy, allowing it to latch on to other large herbivores like Stegosaurus before delivering lethal bites. The body of Allosaurus was built for speed and agility. Unlike bulkier predators, it had a relatively light frame supported by hollow bones that reduced its overall weight without sacrificing strength. Its long, muscular legs were built for running, and while exact speed estimates vary, some studies suggest that Allosaurus could reach up to speeds up to 21 to 34 miles per hour. This would have made it one of the faster large theropods of its time, capable of chasing down or ambushing prey with ease. Allosaurus also had a very long tail that it used as counterbalance. Much like a modern cheetah's tail, it provides stability and control during high-speed pursuits, allowing Allosaurus to make quick turns and maintain its balance while lunging at prey. This adaptation would have been essential in a world where massive multi-ton herbivores roamed, requiring a predator to be quick and precise in its attacks. Perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects of Allosaurus' anatomy is the structure of its vertebrae. Unlike most theropods, Allosaurus had a series of hollowed-out spaces in its vertebrae, making its skeleton significantly lighter. This adaptation not only improved its mobility, but also suggests the presence of an advanced respiratory system similar to that of modern birds. This would have made Allosaurus take in more oxygen way more efficiently, giving it a greater endurance during hunts. Fossil evidence also indicates that Allosaurus was very prone to injury, not because they were fragile or anything, but quite the contrary in fact. Many specimens have shown signs of healed wounds, broken bones, and even bite marks from other Allosaurus, suggesting that the predator lived a violent life. Some scientists believe that these injuries could be a result of fights over territory, mates, or food. Unlike the sheer brute force of a Tyrannosaurus rex, Allosaurus relied on agility, strategy, and a rather unique way of attacking. It was rumored its skull was built for something called a hatchet bite, where it would swing its upper jaw down like an axe. However, it's been widely dismissed. Instead, it's most likely to use its jaws to slam its serrated teeth into its prey, tearing chunks out of it, effectively eating its prey alive. Some scientists believe its neck muscles played a huge role in this, allowing it to rip away a chunk of flesh with a powerful downward stroke of its head. One of the biggest debates about Allosaurus is whether it hunted alone or in packs. Fossil evidence suggests that multiple Allosaurus skeletons have been found together, leading some paleontologists to believe that they have worked together to take down massive herbivores like Stegosaurus. However, this idea is controversial. It's also possible that these groups were simply drawn together by a carcass, leading to fights over food rather than teamwork. One thing we do know is that Allosaurus wasn't afraid to take on huge prey. Bite marks found on massive theropod bones show that these predators were at least trying to attack creatures several times its own size. Scavenging was likely a big part of Allosaurus' diet too. Fossils show healed bite marks on other dinosaurs, suggesting that some prey survived attacks and managed to escape. This means Allosaurus probably didn't always land a perfect kill and may have been taking advantage of wounded or already dead animals when it could. There's even evidence that Allosaurus engaged in cannibalism. Fossils with bite marks matching Allosaurus teeth suggest that they sometimes turn on their own kind, possibly in times of food scarcity or territorial battles. Whether it was hunting in groups, ambushing prey, or scavenging leftovers, Allosaurus was an adaptable predator. Its ability to take different kinds of prey and take advantage of multiple food sources is probably what made it one of the most successful large predators in prehistoric history, if not the most successful, as during the late Jurassic it had remarkably high populations, surpassing other predatory theropods and even some herbivores. Allosaurus didn't just live in any ordinary environment. It roamed the lush, semi-arid landscape of the late Jurassic period, about 150 to 144 million years ago. This was a time when Earth's climate was much warmer and the landscape was dominated by dense fern prairies and coniferous forests. The region was teeming with plant life, providing a rich food source for massive herbivores that Allosaurus would later hunt. Its home, and now what is North America, was largely composed of large river systems, floodplains, and forested regions, offering the perfect environment for a top predator like Allosaurus to thrive. In terms of food, Allosaurus shared its environment with an array of dinosaurs, including large herbivores like Apatosaurus, Camarasaurus, and Stegosaurus. These plant-eating giants would have been the primary targets for Allosaurus, but it wasn't just the sheer size of these herbivores that made them a challenge. It was also their defensive strategies, like the plated armor of Stegosaurus and the long tails of Apatosaurus and Camarasaurus, which could have been used as weapons against a would-be predator. And Allosaurus had to outsmart or outmaneuver these creatures to secure a meal. However, Allosaurus wasn't the only predator in its ecosystem. The late Jurassic was home to several other large carnivores, creating a fierce competition for food. One of its primary rivals was a Ceratosaurus, a smaller but a still formidable predator that also hunted large herbivores. Unlike Allosaurus, which had a more refined method of hunting using its speed and powerful bite, Ceratosaurus likely relied on its large teeth and potentially robust skull for a powerful bite, perhaps targeting weaker or injured animals. Another key rival to Allosaurus was the massive Saurophaganax, a close relative that shared much of its physical traits and could rival it in size and hunting strategy. While Allosaurus had the advantage in terms of agility and speed, Saurophaganax might have an edge in the brute strength and size, making two formidable competitors for the same prey. While herbivores like Stegosaurus and Apatosaurus may not have been the most agile of creatures, they were certainly not easy prey. Allosaurus would have had to avoid being trampled by these massive creatures or avoid the defensive strikes from the dinosaurs like the Stegosaurus with its dangerous Thagomizer, in which we do have fossil evidence that shows that a poor Allosaurus got struck by Stegosaurus' tail in the crotch. The discovery of Allosaurus played a significant role in expanding our understanding of the theropod dinosaur and their place in the Jurassic ecosystem. In fact, the story of Allosaurus began during the late 19th century when early paleontologists were racing to uncover dinosaur fossils in what's now western United States. The first fossil that would eventually be linked to Allosaurus was found in the 1870s. The key moment came in 1877 when Othniel Charles Marsh, one of the leading paleontologists of the time, formally named the species Allosaurus. Marsh's naming of Allosaurus was based on the unique fossil material, including a set of vertebrae, teeth, and other bones from the late Jurassic period. The name Allosaurus, which means different lizard, reflected its distinctive features compared to other theropods of the time. One of the most significant finds came from the Cleveland Lloyd Dinosaur Quarry in Utah, a site that has yielded remarkable numbers of Allosaurus fossils. In fact, over 70 individual Allosaurus specimens have been discovered here, making it one of the largest concentrations of Allosaurus remains ever found. This site provided a valuable snapshot of the environment in which Allosaurus lived, and its high number of specimens suggests that Allosaurus was not only a common predator in the area, but may have congregated in this location under certain conditions, possibly to scavenge or hunt. In 1991, a nearly complete Allosaurus skeleton named Big Al was discovered near Shell, Wyoming by a team from the Museum of the Rockies and the University of Wyoming. Though it was nearly fully preserved, Big Al was a subadult, estimated to be only 87% grown at the time of its death. Big Al was found to have sustained significant injuries and infections. 19 of its bones were broken, including ribs, vertebrae, and foot bones, with signs of osteomyelitis, a severe bone infection. The most notable injury was to its right foot, which had a chronic infection affecting movement. This likely altered its gait, making it more vulnerable to further injuries. The infection lasted possibly up to 6 months, indicating how difficult life was for the young predator. However, 5 years later, in 1996, Big Al 2 was discovered, a lesser known but even a better preserved Allosaurus that also showed multiple injuries. Big Al 2 would actually become the best preserved Allosaurus we have as of making this video. These findings highlight the hardships Allosaurus faced, providing insight into their tough, injury-prone lives. Both Big Al and Big Al 2 remains the most significant specimens in understanding the species biology and behavior. Allosaurus stands out as one of the most remarkable predators of the Jurassic period, a creature uniquely adapted to its environment and capable of competing with some of the largest herbivores of its time. With its agile, powerful build, sharp teeth, Formidable hunting strategies. It was an apex predator that thrived in the late Jurassic ecosystems. Its interactions with other species, along with its ability to adapt to various food sources, highlights its resilience and versatility. Ultimately, Allosaurus remains one of the most successful and iconic dinosaurs of its time.